I mean, I think the revelations came thick and fast. We were told that at the palace they want to hide behind a sofa. They needed a bomb shelter in all of this. And Meghan and Harry have dropped so many bombs in this interview, and now they are going to watch the fallout. And my goodness, there is a huge amount of fallout, which we are just waking up to over here in the United Kingdom, but which the states have been digesting. Be very interesting to see those ratings. I work for Vanity Fair. I'm very in touch with the mood internationally and across the pond, and this is raising very serious questions about how the institution works. I think it was very obvious from some of Meghan's answers that she was woefully unprepared for this. I mean, she said, to have not had any idea of what she was getting herself into. She didn't apparently Google anything. She didn't know the royal anthem. I mean, I suppose you would expect that of an American marrying into the royal family, but that did strike me that she just clearly didn't know what she was letting herself in for, and very honest, very brave to admit that she was suffering so much that she realised her mental health was suffering. She went to HR, her concerns weren't listened to. She was told that they couldn't help her because she wasn't a paid member of the institution. I mean, I always said that the royal family would come out at best looking out of date, out of touch, perhaps unwelcoming, but this is so much worse than that.
Indeed, and of course, in a lot of the coverage around this today, we'll be drawing parallels between the interview they've done with Oprah Winfrey and, of course, the interview that Diana did with Martin Bashir. But the thing that strikes me is ahead of that Martin Bashir interview, there were lots of comments about an existential threat to the royal family that didn't seem to be present in the run-up to this. I rather suspect, however, there'll be plenty of people making those points now that they've heard the revelations from both Harry and Meghan.
Yes, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. And, it's the racist allegations. I mean, the suggestion that a senior member of the royal family, we don't know who that is. We understand it's not the Queen or the Duke of Edinburgh. Is it Charles? Is it William? Is it another member of the royal family? But someone to question how dark their child's skin was going to be. At this stage, we understand Archie hadn't been born, although there seems to be some confusion over the timeline between Meghan's interpretation and Harry's. Nonetheless, that suggestion on its own is deeply, deeply damaging. Don't forget, this interview has clashed with the Commonwealth Day service. Commonwealth Day, hugely important to the Queen, who is proud of the Commonwealth and its multiracialism. And this just there was never a good time for this, but this really has come at a terrible time for the royal family. I think it will be some time before we hear out of the palace. They need to digest this. Apparently, it was down to aides to brief the Queen this morning. They stayed up overnight to watch it. What an awkward, uncomfortable and deeply upsetting breakfast meeting to have. And goodness only knows what the Queen will think of this as her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, lies seriously ill, recovering from heart operation in hospital.